and be live.
A very good evening to all those on the call and in the meeting, and also to everyone watching us live on Facebook. Welcome to the valedictory ceremony of the 7th National Law University Odisha, Bose Mitra and Company, International Maritime Arbitration Moot. We have successfully completed the virtual oral rounds of this edition of IMAM over the span of the last 4 years. We had 20 teams of 3 competing in these rounds, and we heard some of the most excellent arguments over the span of these 4 years and witnessed some very engaging rounds. Now we have already completed the final rounds of the competition. In the finals, we had Symbiosis Pune and NALSAR Hyderabad. Regardless of the results, we congratulate all the participating teams for having joined us in the competition despite the challenging times. This brings us to the last leg of this edition, that is this valedictory ceremony. And I take this opportunity to introduce to you the special guests of this evening. We have with us this evening, firstly, the special guest for the valedictory ceremony, retired Justice A.K. Sikri, who is an eminent jurist and has been the former judge of the Supreme Court of India. We thank you, sir, for taking time out from your busy schedule on a Sunday and for joining us in the valedictory ceremony. We are truly honored to have you in our presence. We welcome you, sir. Next on the panel, we have Mr. Amitabh Majumdar. He is the managing partner of India's leading maritime law firm, Bose Mitra and Company. He isn't new to this competition. He has been associated with IMAM for a few years now, and this year he was also in the tribunal. He was part of the arbitration tribunal in the final rounds of the competition. We welcome you, sir. Next, this year, we collaborated with the Institute of International Shipping and Trade Law at Swansea University. And from there, we have today with us Professor Bond joining us from the United Kingdom. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation. Your presence here has truly been the silver lining of conducting this moot virtually. Thank you. Thanks a lot for joining in. Next on the panel, we have Mr. Sudeep Sen, who is a senior lawyer at the bar and regularly features as one of the most recommended maritime law counsels in India. Sir was also one of the arbitrators at the tribunal in the final rounds. Thank you for joining in, sir. Next on the panel, we have Ms. Janani Divya Saundarya Rajan. She is a legal counsel at Merck's Legal Line Fleet Management and Technology India Private Limited. She is also the drafter of this year's case study. Thank you, ma'am, for being with us from the very beginning and for joining us today. Finally, we have with us the Vice Chancellor of National Law University Odisha, Professor Sikri Sir. And we also have the Registrar of National Law University Odisha, Professor Yogendra Pratap Singh. We thank you for your constant support and for your unwavering encouragement throughout these testing times. Welcome, sir. On behalf of the entire organizing committee, I'd like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the panelists for joining us today. We are truly honored to be in your presence. I now request Professor Sri Krishna Devarao, our Vice Chancellor, to deliver the welcome address. If you could share a few words, sir.
Honorable Justice Sikri Sir, Amitabh Majumdar, Professor Simon, Sumit Sen, Janani Divya, my colleague Yogesh, the Moot Court team, particularly the organizing team of this 7th National Law University Bose and Mitra International Maritime Law Moot competition team, and friends. This year, there are several exciting features for this 7th International Maritime Moot. As our friends have already mentioned, we have been partnering with Bose and Mitra for the last couple of years. And this time we are happy that Swansea University has also joined. We have one of our colleague who studied his post-graduation from Swansea University. We have also have Prashant Mukherjee, who was for many years worked with the Swansea University. He is now honorary professor of this university. So therefore, I think this 7th International Law Maritime Moot is a lot of significance. Congratulations to all the teams, 20 teams, those who have participated. And we know the Maritime Law Moot and NLUO Odisha have a lot of symbiotic relationship. And the maritime law has started its origin, and Orissa state has a lot of interesting adventures in the initial days, and they celebrate this is a part of the Orissa culture, as a maritime museum is also there. So therefore, this has been a prestigious moot for the National Law University Odisha, and I'm happy that with the students and all Bose and Mitra and Swansea University joining, so we are entering into a new phase of course, during the pandemic, we are also now the virtual moot we have organized. I'll just share only two thoughts with all the students and others. One is we all know how moot has become an important pedagogical tool in the law schools and law colleges all over India. And that's what one of the purpose. And the second is it gives us a lot of ideas of how we should develop anticipative lawyering skills. And all of us must remember this is now another era of, if you all of you have heard Kamala Harris accepting the historic vice president nomination speech. I think I'll just quote where Kamala Harris said, each of us need a plan. She was mentioning about a voting plan with a Joe Biden and others, but that's what all law students have, a plan. Not only when you argue in the moot, but also in your individual life, you should have a plan. And I hope most of you will join the litigation and will come into the mainstream lawyering. With these words, I'm once again happy to welcome Justice Sikri Sir, Bose and Mitra, and our friend from Swansea University. And I once again congratulate. And those who have won, double congratulations. Those who have not won, I think multiple congratulations. Because that's what we have seen, how Kamala Harris, as a immigrant black woman of Indian origin, so much of difficulties, and that's the reason she was able to rise up to the vice president. Hopefully we will see a women American president very soon. So with these words, thank you, and proceed with the next event. Yeah.
I now request our registrar, Professor Yogendra Pratap Singh, to share his thoughts.
Very good evening to all the panel members, distinguished Honorable Justice A.K. Sikri Sir, Mr. Amitabh Roy, partner Bose and Mitra, Professor Simon, Swansea University, United Kingdom, Mr. Sunip Sen, Ms. Sondar Rajan, all the judges who judged this first virtual IMAM competition, all the participants from 20 law schools, members of TMS, National Law University Odisha. As Vice Chancellor Sir rightly mentioned, that Odisha has a very rich maritime culture, and with keeping in mind this maritime culture, right from the beginning, National Law University Odisha, we intended to create a kind of center of excellence in maritime law, We have a Center of Maritime Law in the university, which is very vibrant, and we have a good library also associated with the center. We constantly work with all Paradeep Port Trust and other Adani Port Trust in Odisha. So on behalf of, I think it is very great moment for National Law University Odisha in this extraordinary time, very difficult time. Our team has successfully conducted the first virtual edition of IMAM. So I congratulate all the team members and all the participants who joined, and especially the partners, Bose and Mitra and Swansea University. On behalf of National Law University Odisha, I welcome all the people, especially the chief guest of today's evening valedictory session, Honorable Justice A.K. Sikri. Thank you, sir, for joining us. So we'll proceed, Tanay.
Thank you, Registrar Sir. I now request the chief guest for the evening, Justice A.K. Sikri, to deliver the valedictory address. Sir, you're on mute. We're not able to.
Yeah, thank you very much, National Law University Odisha, for inviting me on this valedictory function in your moot court competition. And I greet all the persons who are present here, including our special guest, Mr. Simon. Others I need not name. I'm given only 5-6 minutes to speak, so I'd like to conserve that time and make some comments on this. But welcome, I also welcome all of them. And of course, as has been rightly said by the other speakers, particularly your Vice Chancellor and your Registrar, that in these trying times, when we are facing this pandemic situation due to Corona, COVID-19 throughout the world, things have changed. We are in new normal, where, if I say so, it has impacted our lives. People are losing their lives. It has impacted livelihood. The many in India particularly, and in other countries also, who have lost their jobs. And it has impacted our lifestyle as well. So this, even in these times, the message which you have given by organizing this moot court competition is that the life has to go on, whatever may be the conditions. And therefore, if we were organizing a moot court competition earlier, we'll organize this time also. Technology has been a savior insofar as present day times are concerned. And as we know, courts are today in India and elsewhere are functioning through technology, that is on video conference, virtual hearings only. And this is how you conducted this virtual moot court competition as well. As rightly pointed out by your Vice Chancellor, that moot courts are very important uh, uh, aspects or integral part of any education or in this pedagogy. I would congratulate and rather commend Bose and Mitra also for sponsoring this program. I always say that in corporate world, there's one thing, and which is in our company law also, what we called CSR, corporate social responsibility. And here I call it LSR. It is lawyers' social responsibility to sponsor such programs in universities. There can't be a better way of spending your money than contributing to social causes and causes of education. So my congratulations to both the university as well as Bose and Mitra for this. And of course, the persons who have made it good, including uh, Sondra Rajan, who has prepared I've just now come to know, she prepared the moot court problem, and the 3 students which I see today here, who are part of the moot court society and have taken the lead in organizing this in these times. What I would like to add here is that, yes, as far as moot court competitions are concerned, they hone your advocacy skills in all respects. A good lawyer has to have good knowledge in law. He or she should have this good drafting skills and good oratory and good knowledge in English also, the fluency in English. And all four attributes you acquire through the medium of these moot court competitions. I would not say much on that, but what I want to add here is that uh, and this is my message to the law schools. Of course, most of the, it's not only law schools and other educational institutions also have geared up to the change, which is caused because of COVID-19, and the education has also started online education. But it becomes very, very relevant insofar as legal education is concerned, because here we are producing future lawyers who have to get into the legal system. And because of this COVID-19 situation has taught us that the legal paradigm is changing fast. The way the hearings are taking place, the way case management and court management is happening, the way lawyering is happening in these COVID times. So therefore, now it becomes the fundamental duty, I would say, of the law schools also not only to adapt to the change insofar as legal education is concerned, but this academia can play a very, very important role in aiding the legal industry by meeting that kind of demand. I must congratulate Bar Council of India that at their instance just few days ago, this mediation has become now a compulsory subject. So likewise, there are so many subjects and so many methods of teaching which would be involved now, which should include how the lawyer, when they come out and join the legal profession in today's world. Of course, we hope that this situation would not remain forever, but then even future, the way cases are decided is going to be changed, and we may go back to normal periods. But then this COVID-19 in India has particularly taught us that that how it can bring about legal reform. Technology can bring about legal reforms. The technology which was up to now used, that computerization, etc., only for the aid of the legal system, is now going to be used to transform the legal system altogether. And for paucity of time, I can't say much on that, but only I would add one thing, that even if normal times are there, we are going to have, and that is what the experience which the entire world has gained, a hybrid system where online dispute resolution has its own advantages and it would remain. And let me tell you, there's already a work which is going on how to imbibe ODR system in our legal system, and it is all at all three levels. ODR not only court level, that judicial, I mean, as far as hearings are concerned, but even in arbitration and even in mediation. And it is in some areas it is going to have even that what we call PPP mechanism, that is private public partnership, where this ODR may be given this portals to some private agencies also to resolve some kinds of disputes. So it is going to make a total, I mean, shift insofar as the legal system, how it works today and how it would be in, I mean, few years time. So therefore, gear up for that, and law schools should take in the lead in spearheading that moment. I may only inform at this stage that this Niti Ayog, in consultation with or in cooperation with Supreme Court of India, has set up a committee on ODR, how to bring those kinds of reforms. And incidentally, I am the chairman of the advisory committee, and we are working in that direction. And I think report would come soon because it was set a few days ago only. And so therefore, from that angle, I am saying what is going to be the scenario in near future, and how the law schools have to gear up to that, and how the students have to also imbibe all those necessary qualities which would be important to impart the access to justice or the justice delivery system in future. At the end, I say congratulations, as our Vice Chancellor has said, those who have won, double congratulations, and those who have not won, multiple congratulations. I am reminded of the words of Mr. Ram Jethmalani, in one of such moot court competitions in a valedictory address when I and he was there, and we shared the dais. He said almost the same thing, but in his own inimitable style. He said, those who have won, congratulations, but those who have not won should not lose their heart, because winning is like marriage, and marriage is the end of romance. And those who have not won, romance continues for them. So therefore, don't lose heart. Romance for you continues, and we know that these are like your IPL matches, or the one day or 2020 matches, where sometime one team wins, sometime other team wins. So congratulations and best of luck to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot, sir, for addressing everyone. I now request Mr. Amitava Majumdar to share his thoughts. He's somebody who's been associated with us for 3 years now, and this moot is as much of his company's as much as it is ours. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I think the whole team has done a fantastic job. I'm honored to be in the august presence of Justice Sikri, who has been here. I'd like to thank Simon from Cardiff for Swansea for supporting this moot, and Mr. Sen for being here and taking out his time on a Sunday afternoon. He's a fantastic maritime counsel. Thank you, everyone. I've been, as you said, associated with this moot for now 3 years. In fact, I have quite a couple of National Law School from Odisha students who are my associates now for 4 and 5 years, and they're some of the best associates that I do have. I think the moot is a fantastic opportunity for students to, as Justice Sikri said, to enhance their skills. And for us, not only is it a social responsibility, but it is through this medium that we get to also see what is happening in the academic world, and how the people who are then coming and joining into the professional field, the synergy between the two then merges very well. I'd also like to thank JD for doing a fantastic job on this question, because it's a very specific maritime question. But the great thing of maritime, whenever I speak, and I think I say this line every time, every year, is maritime law is a parallel law to our normal laws which take place. So it's everything that we study in our normal law, you just add a maritime aspect, but it's just in a different dimension. It's at the seas. But thank you, everyone. I think the teams were fantastic. I'm so impressed that this was done through this medium of Zoom. And it's been an amazing time that I've had. Each and every associate of my office has been asked to participate, and the last 3 days they've been closing themselves in different conference rooms, doing the moot for the various, and they've been very impressed. So thank you very much, and best of luck to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your contribution and for having your associates come as judges. I now request Mr. Suneep Sen to share his thoughts on the moot and his experience as the arbitrator in the final round.
Oh, thank you. Well, I must say it's an honor, as usual, to judge one of these competitions, because these are the future lawyers, and they're very, very competent. I'm always so impressed when I see them. The youngsters who have worked hard, who've gone into things. Obviously, they can't do everything, and moots have a certain structure which doesn't really allow the normal kind of advocacy, but it's good. It's a very, very competent thing, and it's exceptional. I think in our time, we weren't that serious about it, and it's a good thing that the legal education has now made it compulsory. Well, it's a very nice thing, and I'm grateful for being made part of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I request Professor Simon Bourne to now share his thoughts. So,
I've unmuted myself, so I can be heard. Good. First of all, I'd like to thank the organisers of this moot for what a fantastic job you've done. And thank you so much for inviting me along to act as one of the arbitrators. I have really enjoyed it, and I've been so impressed with the standard of mooting. And you weren't fazed by the fact that doing it on Zoom. And Zoom obviously is a new feature of our lives. I mean, it's because of Zoom that I'm actually able to be an arbitrator in the moot. So that's a silver lining of this dreadful pandemic. And I'm aware that there's a natural sort of synergy between us at Swansea and you in Odisha, that we are very much focused on maritime and commercial law. There's not that many universities in the United Kingdom which are. There's Southampton, some of the London universities, a little bit up in Nottingham. There's not very much in the UK. A very interesting moot problem, and it reminded me of some of the issues I kept on coming up with when I was working in the P&I Club, except instead of containers, it was to do with onion cargoes and the lack of ventilation during the voyage. But and then somebody would go and settle a claim and then try and pass it down to the ship owner. So there was a sort of slight sense of deja vu about that, and very interesting problem. So congratulations to JD for setting such a good problem. I mentioned that so every speaker I think has mentioned we are dealing with a new reality, and I think technology and Zoom is going to remain a part of our lives even when this pandemic has receded. I mean, I can recall back in June watching the Supreme Court hearing in a very interesting case called Parby, which is to do with the tort liabilities of parent companies for what their subsidiaries are doing. And what was interesting is it's all being done virtually, that one of the leading counsel, you could see he'd still got his physical bundle of papers. It's a huge, great bundle, and he was referring to, and he was still having the same problems I can recall solicitors and counsels having with these great big bundles and sort of getting lost in it. Mind you, it's not so much more easy when you happen to sort of find your place on a computer screen, but at least you don't drop the bundle. So thank you very much for inviting me. It has been a great honour, and I have thoroughly enjoyed it. And I say I have been very impressed with the standard of mooting, and it is some sort of consolation to me because we'd got through to the finals of our Swansea mooting competition, the internal mooting. And that was then going to have a final up in London, judged by various shipping councils and solicitors, but it never happened because of the pandemic. So I'm very glad to have been able to do some arbitration today. Thank you so much.
thank you, sir. I now request Ms. J.D. Rajan to share her thoughts on the moot.
Thank you. Firstly, I want to say it's such a privilege and honor to be speaking amongst the best and finest of our industry, and probably the future best of our industry. It was very exciting to draft this for me. Multiple reasons. I wanted to see what the future lawyers thought about existing problems, and it was exciting to see today how all the participants handled a real life situation, and the amount of confidence they had. Like, there was a whole bunch of information thrown at them, things that a law student wouldn't come across today. and they had the participants I saw today had done their research, were well prepared, and stood their ground, which was most impressive. And it was such an amazing thing to see. So congratulations to all participants. If you went through this exercise of just reading the problem alone, I think it was an amazing feat to have accomplished. But I am most impressed by the organizing committee from day one last year. It's almost going to be a year since I first got approached by them, and it's amazing what you have pulled off. There was attention to detail, there was follow through. It was amazing, and I'm sorry if I caused any irritations with the delays managing work in this, but it must have messed with your timelines. But I'm just so happy that you did this, and it's amazing what you've done today, and I'm just very proud to be a part of this. So congratulations, everybody.
Not at all, ma'am. Your contribution started when we began with the moot, and it's here even now when we're in the valedictory ceremony. So thanks a lot, ma'am. I now request the convener of the Moot Society, Mr. Tanay Mishra, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening to Honorable Justice A.K. Sikri, all the dignitaries, judges, participants, and the members of the organizing committee, either present on this Zoom call or viewing this live stream. Thank you all for joining. After 4 days of rigorous mooting rounds and intense maritime law discussions amongst the esteemed luminaries of our arbitrators panel and diligent participants, we are proud to reach this finale moment of our virtual mooting journey. The Bose and Mitra and Co. International Maritime Arbitration Moot is conducted every year with the objective to provide a platform where students can dwell and get exposed to the intricacies of maritime law. It has been our motto since the inception of this moot to provide the participants a quality case study adjudged by the best practitioners in the maritime law and real-life competitive experience in terms of advocacy. In 2020, when we were facing an unprecedented situation and all our scheduled plans went south, our team rose up to the occasion and were undeterred by any obstacles in our way. Tackling the limitation of not being able to organize this moot on our campus, we planned to conduct the rounds on a virtual platform. While doing so, we have tried to ensure that we don't have to compromise on our motto. Despite our best efforts in doing so, we could not have been successful without the support and enthusiasm of the participating teams and the judges. Thanks to each one of you who were ready to willing to adapt to this new platform. In this endeavor, our guiding lights have been our Vice Chancellor, Sir, and Registrar, Dr. Yogesh Pratap Singh, Sir. Thank you so much, Sir, for your support and guidance. Our association with our title sponsor, Bose and Mitra and Co., a firm which is regarded the best in the practice of maritime law in India and headed by a dynamic personality, Mr. Amitabh Majumdar, one of the biggest names in the maritime law practice, have been very instrumental in giving IMAM the quality and standard that it promises. On behalf of the whole NLUO IMAM team, I thank Mr. Majumdar and all the members of his firm for your unwavering support and commitment in advancing our common objective. The 7th edition of NLUO IMAM is all the more special because we have the Institute of International Shipping and Trade Law, Swansea University, as our associate partner. We were honored to have the unparalleled opportunity of hosting a very renowned dignitary, Professor Simon Bond, from the university as a judge in the final rounds. I thank IISTL Swansea and hope that this is the beginning of a long-term partnership. I'd like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Ms. J.D. Rajan for drafting the case study for this edition. Since Ms. Rajan is the drafter, she has been with us on this journey from the very beginning, and we are grateful to her for accommodating our requests. Thank you, ma'am, for making this event possible and for the very engaging case study. I'd also like to thank Mr. Suneep Sen for taking time out from his busy schedule and acting as an arbitrator in the final rounds of the competition. In the end, I'd like to thank the entire organizing committee for their commitment towards making this event not only possible, but successful despite many odds. After an overwhelming response from over 60 participants, more than 30 judges, and our huge audiences who have been constantly following the virtual oral rounds through live blogging and other social media updates, I can proudly say that the 7th NLUO Bose and Mitra and Co. International Maritime Arbitration Moot has stayed true to its objective, and we have not fallen short in our endeavor to adopt technology, making virtual rounds not only possible but a successful and enriching experience for everyone associated with it. I wish health and luck to everyone present with us and associated with IMAM 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This now brings us to the most awaited part of the evening, that is the declaration of the results. I'm sure the participants that are viewing this valedictory ceremony live are waiting for the results. So in just a moment, we will be sharing the results with the panelists, and then we can announce them.
Yes, if you could please let us know about the
Professor Simon Morgan, since we have you from Swansea University, I'd like to request you to announce the winners of the Best Memorial.
Yes, I'm delighted to announce that the winner of the Best Memorial is Symbiosis Law School, Noida.
Congratulations to Symbiosis Noida. I now request Mr. Amitava Majumdar to announce the results for the Best Speaker. Sir, you're on mute.
I'm proud to announce the best speaker. The best speaker is Chandrashekhar S. Haridh of ILS College, Pune. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the Best Speaker. Justice A.K. Sikri, I now request you to announce the winner of this year's edition of IMAM.
So please unmute yourself.
But I don't find it anywhere given to me.
1 second, sir. You'll find it in your chat box.
Okay.
Where's the chat box?
So I'll make it pop up on you.
I'll go to chat box, no problem. I don't find it on chat box. Yes, winning team. Yes, winning team is Symbiosis Law School, Pune.
I also request Mr. Amitabh Majumdar to officially announce the runner-up of the competition.
The runner-up of the competition is NALSAR University of Law, Hyderabad. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot to everyone joining in, and congratulations to the winning team and those who won the citations, and also to everyone who participated in this moot. We are indebted to everyone who joined us today, especially since it's a Sunday. We've taken time off. We've taken your time from a day that was off for everyone, and we're very grateful that you could join us. Thanks.
A big thank you to TMS. The entire credit goes to TMS. They have done a fantastic job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
so much.
Excellent work done.
Thank you.
Sir.